master is near! The master is near!
Good evening. Thank you so very much for coming. My name is Nickerson, and I have the extraordinary, and the greatest job in the world, I really do. I have the extraordinary privilege and honor of working with these exceptional young artists, these outstanding students, these just really, really cool people. So I start there. Thank you for this privilege. I need to read a little bit here, I'll ramble. So it's not about me, let's get to the show in just a moment here. We are really, really excited to continue our tradition of bringing the community a fall 8th grade production. We are excited also to be celebrating the 100th anniversary of this milestone film, NOSFERATU. We're really looking forward to bringing this premiere performance, this stage adaptation, to our community. We thank everyone for coming tonight. We really enjoy doing these 8th grade plays as a great opportunity to celebrate and highlight the theatric talents, both on stage and off, of our graduating class. And we hope to empower them and encourage them to continue in theater and the arts well into high school and possibly beyond. We do have a couple of small cast changes this evening I'd like to announce. This evening, the role of the hospital nurse, as it was last night, will be played by Sam Johnson. The role of the town constable, also as it was last night, will be played by Victoria Rogers. The role of Mr. Nock this evening will be covered by Lila Harris. We sincerely thank and appreciate the students for scrambling and covering and making sure that everything falls where it needs to. A couple of additional thank yous. I must extend a gracious thanks to our administration, Principal Nick Marcos, and Assistant Principal Catherine Parsons. We can get applause for them. We truly could not mount these productions without their support, their trust, helping us in any way that they can. I also want to send a thanks and a shout out to Eric Metzdorf and the team over at Metzi's Cantina for their sponsorship, helping out with Tech Week meals. Thank you very much to them. And an enormous, invaluable, beyond my vocabulary thanks to the families of our incredible cast and crew. You are all just as incredible. You are all just as part of this. We could not do this without families reshuffling their lives, moving things around, and really supporting their children and being part of this production. So I sincerely thank all the families out there. We will have a 15-minute intermission between Act 1 and Act 2, so you just do a little set changing. We ask that just no flash photography or video recording. There's a lot going on stage. There are some moments where the actor will come out into the audience, so if we can just keep the aisles clear, that would be wonderful. And again, we thank everyone for coming. Students and not our high school students, we really sincerely appreciate your support, coming here, being a wonderful audience. We really thank you for that. So with that, sit back, hold on to something, and we hope you enjoy our stage adaptation of the 1922 film, NOSFERATU.
NOSFERATU. Does not this name sound like the call of the death bird at midnight? Take care you never utter it, lest life pictures fade into pale shadows and ghostly dreams rise from your heart and feed on your blood. Long have I pondered the origin and awakening of the great death in the small town of Weisberg. Here is its story. In Weisberg there lived a man named Thomas Hutter and his young wife, Ellen.
Why did you kill them? These lovely flowers. Were they not meant to continue to grow?
I brought them so they might brighten your day. Come now, Ellen. Do we still not have much to be thankful for?
So young. We're much older and have seen so much. The young should have a chance. Is that not the way of nature?
I must go now. Nock awaits my arrival. He speaks of someone's interest in purchasing a large property. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Whatever do you have there?
Opportunity, my boy. That's what I have. Opportunity. Look here. The great Count Orlok from Transylvania wishes to purchase property right here in our little town of Weisberg. Look here, boy, and see this. Yes, you could certainly earn a pretty penny, though it will cost you a bit of effort, a bit of sweat, and possibly a little blood. Count Orlok seats a handsome deserted house, and I know you are just the right man to handle this.
I thank you for your confidence, sir, but is the lot type he seeks in this area simply not available?
Nonsense! That house just opposite yours, offer him that one.
Opposite my home? That building, even with its dreadful accounts, surely no one would desire such a depressed and rundown lot. Plus, Ellen prefers the seclusion that our home's location provides.
Ah, yes, your lovely wife, Ellen. She's in need of factor. Consider this exchange. Look here. The property is not intended to be inhabited, but to be used as means of storage. Worry not about his intentions, boy. Only concern yourself with the sale. Orlok simply needs a place to contain his wares.
His wares? What precisely are these?
Makes no difference to us. Our only concern is to secure the property, handle the sale, and pass through the documents. Go now. Travel quickly and travel young, well, friend. Through the Carpathian Mountains and through the lands of the ghosts.
Oh, darling, I have news to make the merriest of your mood. Mr. Nock has informed me that the great Count Orlok seeks a quiet and secluded, but highly lucrative property. I stand to make quite a handsome commission from this sale, though I must journey far, far away through the land of thieves and ghosts. What an adventure awaits! Think of what this income will do for us. Endless nights on the town, new gowns of the latest fashion, an eye-catching carriage. Oh, darling, our lives shall never be the same.
Thus Hutter stood on the precipice of fortune and position, knowing it was unfit for his anxious wife to remain alone during his leave. He entrusted Ellen to the care of his dear friend, a ship owner named Harding, and his sister, Ruth.
Oh, darling, fear not. I'll be back before those flowers I gave you run dry. It's no more than a few days by carriage. Think of all I'll see and the curious folk I'll meet.
And young Hutter traveled many dusty roads, but at last the glowing peaks of the Carpathian Mountains towered before him, majestic, shrouded in the mist of history and legend. The horses strained with every arduous step.
You ought not travel now. Traverse the roads of hell, and the devil you are sure to find.
Oh, nonsense. I'll not hear it. This is an evening of celebration. Why cast a shadow on such merriment?
You foolish man. These woods are way too far and deep for your traveling. Might I inquire your destination?
I intend to travel through the Carpathian Mountains to entertain the notions of a particular buyer, a man who seeks a luxurious and highly costly abode.
Well, that could be a certainly rightfully proper cause for celebration, if anything in these godforsaken woods would be worth celebrating. Who, dare I ask, is your prospective buyer?
One, Count Orlok. Oh, come now. No man that offers the sum he has for this property could present anything but opportunity.
Yes, opportunity. You are clearly a stranger to the depths of the menacing mystery of the Carpathians.
On the notions of vampires, terrible phantoms, and the 7 deadly sins, oh, how could such far-fetched absurdities occupy such simple people?
Out of Belial's seed there sprang the vampire Nosferatu, who liveth and feedeth on human blood. The unholy creatures liveth in sinister caves, tombs, and coffins. These are filled with cursed earth from the fields of the Black Death.
Well, this may at least make for an intriguing yarn.
Are you the half-witted fool intending to travel through those treacherous mountains?
Well, I am Thomas Hutter, though no half-wit, I assure. Are we set to depart? Driver, why have we stopped? Is there not still much distance to tread? If the distance has surpassed my fare, you shall surely be compensated handsomely for any further travel.
No, sir, we shan't go on. Unnatural deeds occur beyond that pass. Your ride ends here.
kept me waiting too long. Now it is almost midnight, and my servants are retired. You've hurt yourself. The precious blood. Shall we not sit together a while, my dear friend? Sunrise is still far off, and during the day I sleep. Truly, good friend, I sleep the deepest sleep.
No, Count. I think I'd rather retire for the night.
But you have yet to finish your meal. Did it not satiate the hunger your travels, no doubt, conjured?
It was wonderful, thank you, sir. But I just as well should take my leave for the evening.
Now that's better. Do not let the fear of the unknown and foreign consume you. I assure you, as the sun rises, you too shall be freed from the shadow of the night. For it is only the darkness that keeps us here. Are we not all born into the darkness, carried by the night? What's not to relish in being escorted from the light?
Sun rose. The shadows of the night fled from Hutter. How to consider the events of this night? One would dismiss them as dreams. Another would indulge it as truth. Thomas was, as of yet, unprepared to make either assertion.
My cherished, my darling, do not be saddened that your beloved is still so far away. The mosquitoes here are a terrible nuisance. I already have 2 bites on the neck, very close together, one beside the other. I can only guess such a gnat was trapped in the room with me. It must have had his fill of me during the night. One's dreams are heavy in this gloomy castle, but do not be alarmed. I am sure to make good on this deal and return to you. The Count is a most mysterious host. He seems to occupy this castle by his lonesome, yet I have been treated as a king's guest. The most plentiful meals fill my plate, and I anticipate great opportunities exploring the castle's surroundings. All for now, please keep me in your tenderest thoughts and know I think of you with the sweetest songs of God's greatest angels.
The ghostly evening light seemed to revive the shadows of the castle once again.
Pardon my intrusion, but such delicate features make her such rapturing temptation. Who, might I inquire, is this cherubic beauty?
That, sir, is my wife, Ellen. She eagerly awaits my return.
Your wife has a lovely neck. I'm sure one might be quite cautious to keep her close by.
Yes, she does. She is at present staying with friends back home in Weisberg.
I shall buy the house, the handsome deserted lot opposite yours. It'll be the perfect secluded location. No one to come along.
That is wonderful, sir. Simply sign here the agreed upon sum in terms of sale. Soon, my darling, so soon.
At night, said NOSFERATU clutches his victims with his claws and sucks their blood, a hellish elixir of life. Beware that his shadow waiteth not upon you, like the nightmares of the damned.
No. Let go. Please. Let go. No. Please. Ah! Help. Help.
Ellen, come down here this instant!
No.
A doctor! A doctor! Fetch out receivers at once!
whatever could have brought on such an episode?
Likely a harmless congestion of the blood.
Harmless? Not for a moment would I deem this as harmless.
Madam, it's difficult to say. I wouldn't rule out nervosa or a prolonged previous distress. It is further possible.
The doctor described Ellen's fear as an unknown illness. It is sure, however, that her soul heard the call of the deathbird that night. Already, NOSFERATU spread his wings, for it was not only Ellen who heard a call, Orlok, too, heard a terrible clamor. Yet, it was a call of desire.
Now, how has she been feeling and acting leading up to these events?
She's been a bit melancholy since Thomas left for his business endeavors.
Poor thing. It must be such a stress to have him gone. All by herself, unsure of his return. A lot for an already meek girl to have to manage. Women are strong as housekeepers and bearers of life. And yet to be married is to expect companionship and support.
True, quite true. Well, I'll demand complete bed rest and meals of light broth and bread. No telling what could set this off again. Has Thomas been writing to her?
Yes, sir. He sends a letter every few days. She enjoys receiving them, though they often bring on increased sorrow and longing.
No surprise there. I'd say she should have no more of such correspondence.
Surely you don't mean she
can't.
can't.
No sense in upsetting her further. Ellen needs to focus on resting and healing. I know it's difficult to say, but I must request that you intercept any letters sent by her husband.
We'll do that, Doctor.
We'll do no such thing. Thomas is a good man. A bit preoccupied and never business-minded, but I cannot deny her the uplifting news of his travels.
Mind my sister, sir. She leads with her heart, not her head.
I lead with what I see.
You stand there and tell me that a few loving letters is the cause of this grotesque eruption? There's something beyond this. Something's out there.
Oh, not this again.
Aside from the emotional strain of her husband's absence and the upsetting letters, I'd say she could be dealing with a harmless congestion of the blood. Perhaps a simple...
No! You describe Ellen's fear to me as a blood illness, yet I know her soul heard the call of the deathbird. Something has invaded her, perverted her purity, made off with...
Woman! I will have no more of this! Cease at once!
Either way, whatever the cause, Ellen needs rest, and us jawing at her side does nothing to provide it. Keep her meals light and maintain seclusion. All will be fine. And when she is able, occupy her mind with simple chores about the house. Most importantly, see that her window is securely locked. 'Twas merely by God's grace that you were able to rescue her from her most tragic fate.
Born of the night, the vampire must rest by day. But beware once the sun retires from its place, for it is then the demon is most active. It rises from its place of slumber to feed at will. Should sustenance ne'er be found, the vampire shall move to a place with greater offerings. Once it...
brought him in this morning. They say he took a terrible fall, possibly from a tragic height. He's still feverish.
Coffins! Nosferatu is on his way, and the danger for Weisberg draws nearer. Alert, Bulver! I must talk to Bulver!
Who is this Bulver?
Professor Bulver, Parcelsian. I met him a while back in private. Why would a man like this yearn for him?
So you know this Bulver?
I wouldn't say I know him. I've seen him speak. He gives lectures in his laboratory classroom. For a while now, Bulver's been investigating nature's unifying principles.
Dirty coffins, my God, coffins! You will wreak havoc and agony upon us all. Only Bulver knows.
Isn't there anything that we can do for this man? He is clearly delusional.
No, sadly, he's not imaginative. Bulver frequents the docks containing specimens for his latest studies. You'd shudder to imagine the rodents and vermin that arrive from the ship and its inhabitants. Yes, I do remember Bulver saying something about a coffin filled with earth having been loaded onto a ship. The two-masted Inclusa.
As described, load it. No one's being my ankle! Put Nickerson's on the termination!
Ellen was often found at the beach, amidst the solitude of the dunes, longing for her beloved. She searched the waves and horizon with her eyes.
My beloved, my darling, do not be saddened that your beloved is still so far away. The mosquitoes are a horrible nuisance. I already have 2 bites on the neck, very close together, one beside the other.
Here today, I shall initiate you all into the cruel habits of carnivorous plants. Oh, come now, gentlemen, put your horrors aside and observe nature's mysterious yet necessary destiny. Behold, the Dionaea scipula. Observe how its raptorial jaws complement its surrounding foliage. This feature merely conceals its predatory purpose, depending wholly on the naivety of its prey. These beings are dependent on blood. They feast on the living, as we do. Do we not hunt and prey upon living beings? Is it only when our species is the prey that it becomes immoral to you? Like a vampire, is it not?
Admitted yesterday, a man by the name of Nock. Come now, we must see to him at once. Blood is life. If the
place which the Lord hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt kill by thy herd of thy flock. Thou shalt eat thy gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. How doth we kill us to beast most simply? Take its blood, for blood is life!
And this one, a polyp with fangs, transparent, almost a phantom. Note how it awaits its prey's arrival. It sits back as nature's proclivities do the work. It's the science of life feeding on life. Parallel to the nature of our society, we set codes and morals, and any that do not fit or adhere to them are eaten up, devoured, destroyed. Ah, yes. Now the best example of all. Here, gentlemen, we have an example of...
Spider, spider, see how it seduces and tantalizes its intended. See how it...
Enough! For this man's safety, he is to remain bound and secured.
No, I must leave. Take the shortest route home. I thank you for all you've done, but I am needed.
Breath is scarce. Amidst these binds, have you the heart for a moment's relief? Plague! An epidemic of the plague has broken out in Transylvania and the ports of Bosna and Galaz on the Black Sea. Young people are succumbing in droves. All the victims exhibit the same strange scars on the neck. Doctors say their origin remains a mystery. The Dardanelles have been to all ships suspected of carrying the plague.
It spread like an epidemic through the ship. The first infected sailor dragged the entire crew with them into the dark grave of the waves. In the rays of the sinking sun, the captain and the ship's mate took leave of their last comrade. Truly, it is hard to say where young Hutter drew the strength to overcome all the obstacles on his journey home. He rode steadfast toward his town and his beloved wife. Meanwhile, Nosferatu's deadly breath filled the sails of the ship, which flew towards its destination with ghostly haste.
No! Stop! Ah! I must go to him. He's coming.
No, Ellen, darling, you are not well. No one is coming.
Yes, he pursues me and I must be there.
The master is near! The master is near!
Long has the world pondered why Nosferatu is said to have taken earth-filled coffins with him. Well, there are accounts aplenty that vampires can only draw their shadowy strength from the cursed earth in which they were buried.
Thank God you are safe. Everything will be all right now.
Day 2, July 13th. One sailor ill with fever, corset, south-southwest, wind carrying northeast. Day 3, ship's mate babbling, claims unknown passengers below deck, course set, southeast, wind carrying northeast. Day 10, rats in ship's hold, danger of plague, course set, southeast, wind carrying northeast. Danger of plague, go home, shutter the windows and bolt the doors. Presume any foreigners and those unknown to you are infected with this awful death.
He has pleaded with me not to touch this book as it's frightened him so. Its strange attraction proves irresistible. At night, said Nosferatu clutches his victims with his claws and sucks their blood like a hellish elixir of life. Beware so that his shadow cannot burden your sleep with horrible nightmares. No other deliverance is possible. No one can be saved but that an innocent maiden maketh the vampire heed not the first cry of the crow, by giving willingly of her blood. It's him! It's there! This is how I see him every night!
Fear lurked in every corner of the town. Who was still well, and who was already ill?
All run off quickly! Off their start receivers!
No other deliverance is possible. No one can be saved but that an innocent maiden maketh the vampire heed not the first cry of the crow, by giving willingly of her blood.
Panic-stricken town looked for a victim to blame for this plague, as is all too often in so-called uncivilized societies. They sought the strangest and most unfamiliar. In this case, it was Nock.
Bulver! Get Bulver! This is how I see him every night. He means to make me his maiden of the night.
He's dead! The sunlight! The master! He's dead! He's dead!
Thomas, I... Fear not, my beloved. You shall be delivered. You knew not the plague you aroused. Now in paradise, we shall be together. She shall behold her mother, and I my daughter. It is finished.
The wonder truly happened. The great death ended the same hour. It was before the triumphant rays of the living sun, accompanied by the tears of 1,000 angels, darkness of the death bird was blown away.
Thank you very much, everyone. Could I have the cast and crew on stage, please? As if they haven't heard that enough. Cast and crew on stage. I would be incredibly remiss not to take this opportunity here. I'm gonna try. First of all, thank you to absolutely every single one of you for coming. Thank you to this unbelievably exceptional group here. Every one of them went so far above and beyond to bring this production, to bring this thought of mine to life. I cannot thank everyone enough. This moment I want to acknowledge a couple of particularly outstanding people who have gone so far above and beyond, quite legitimately just handed their life over to this production. I could not have done it without their tireless efforts, being here at every single rehearsal, just giving so much of their time, I almost don't even have the words. So, rather than ramble, I'm just gonna say, could I have, please, Anthony, Cal, Lana, Violet, Anthony Marks, Cal Eden. And our two absolutely astonishing stage managers, Lana Whitty, Violet Aldrich. Thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. One more for the cast and crew.
Kept me waiting too long. Now it is almost midnight, and my servants are retired.